All right, well, greetings. Thank you kindly for taking some time with Below the Scene readers from around the world. Let's just get things rolling by having you introduce yourself and declare your stage weapon of choice with Florida's leading pop sludge practitioners, Torche.
Hey, Jonathan Nuñez. I play bass in Torche.
Awesome. So, how have the initial dates of this tour with Converge been treating you thus far?
It's been great. Like we've been telling our friends are constantly every time we hit a city asking us how it's been and how's the crowd reacting and all that. And I always tell the same thing. I'm like, we've been friends with Converge for years. We've worked with Kurt on 2 records now. Neanderthal, he recorded and mixed it. Then Harmonicraft, I recorded and he mixed it. And just him and Nate specifically, we've been friends with for years. We've toured with one of our first, or if not our first tour, was with Doom Riders, Nate's other band, where he sings and plays guitar. So I don't know, it's just something we've always talked about, but we finally got around to doing it and we're really pumped. Everything's been awesome.
Awesome. Very cool. So Torche has, you've toured the world with some pretty amazing bands, everybody from Mogwai to Dredge. At this stage in the game, how do you define a successful tour? Is it reaching new fans, appeasing the old ones, or a combination of the two?
I definitely think it's a combination of the two. We're a band that's constantly on the road, and it's cool to see like just new people all the time. Even playing our own headlining shows, you'll have people that have just heard about us, or a friend that's out of town recommended, hey, you should check these guys out. I would bring you to the show if I was in town or whatever. So it's always like the old fans coming out to enjoy the new and old music, and hopefully it stays that way.
Right on.
We definitely have new faces and new people we're meeting all the time that are into the sound and all that. So I don't know, it's pretty much always a mix of both.
Right on. Very cool. So your latest record, Harmonicraft, hit streets earlier this year to predominantly positive reviews from both critics and your fans. Now, I know you tried some new things on this record, like doing the entire recording process and production yourself. Now, how did that choice, how did you guys land on the decision to do it all yourselves, and how did that actually affect the writing and recording process for this record?
I think while writing and recording this record, we were the most organized we've ever been. We spaced out, the writing process and like some touring dates that were like in between that, which I think is a good thing. To be on the road, play some new songs that you're kind of working on. To get, I don't know, I think like playing live is kind of that shit filter, and you know exactly the first note of the song, you'll know. All right, well, if you want this to be on the record or not, and I don't know. So we wrote, went on tour. I think wrote a little more, played like maybe a couple shows, and then a little while after that, I'm being very vague time-wise, but
sure.
We actually, when we started writing, we knew exactly where we stood, what we wanted to do. We were comfortable. We had demoed just about all of the songs, and I don't know. It was just kind of like reassuring and relaxing. And doing it ourselves, I feel like there's like a creative freedom. We're not so stressed, or there's no pressure.
Right.
And we can work at whatever times. We're flexible. We can really dig into parts that we feel are important, and we could also disconnect, step away for a little bit, and if we needed to. But I don't know. It was a fun process. I think we were very, fairly creative, and I think people say it shows through music. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the record sounds killer, and the set tonight was on point, and I think you definitely won over some Converge fans tonight.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, that's a reoccurring thing. We seem to have like people that are, have just picked up the record or have just seen us and they're picking up, the new record, and I don't know, it feels good when people are pumped.
Awesome. Very cool. So you guys decided to go with Volcom Entertainment for this release. How did that come about?
They actually had sent like a care package years ago when we toured with Japanese band Boris, which
okay.
we released a split with and got really close with, and I don't know, side note. But yeah,
sure.
They sent us a care package, and it had like 7 inches and like socks and belts and shit, whatever.
Right.
And it was really cool because honestly, personally, I didn't really know much or anything about the label. So like maybe a couple of the other guys said, "Oh shit, I've heard of it." I think Harvey Milk had just released a split 7-inch on their label, and then further down the line, High on Fire believed did a split. And when we felt that we had tastefully and in a very positive way finished our time over at Hydra Head, I don't know, we were curious to see if anybody would like to work with us, and just different possibilities, and maybe trying to appeal to different people, and just progressing naturally like we
sure.
try to do with our music even.
Right.
So they kind of had the nicest, warmest, you know, offer, and they're like very, just, I don't know, very real, very, I don't know, it's something that you don't imagine the music industry being like at all.
Right.
Know? And they were just connected with, in areas that we were interested in, like looking into, like expanding like distribution in different parts of the world.
Right on.
And I don't know, they were just, and when we met them, it was like, yeah, the deal was sealed. These guys are rad.
Awesome.
And they actually care about the music. They were fans of the, you know, older records.
Right on.
It just felt very honest and true.